Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Madhava, Radha Shyam Sundar Krishna Balaram Bal Gopal, Nrsimhadev Bhagavan Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Shishi Gaunitai Tulsimani Haridas Thakur, Guru Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj and the assembled devotees. So we continuing with the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, chapter 54 of the 10th canto. And the chapter's title is Marriage of Krishna and Rukmini. This chapter describes how Lord Sri Krishna defeated the opposing kings after kidnapping Rukmini, disfigured Rukmini's brother, Rukmi, brought Rukmini to his capital and married her. As Sri Krishna was taking Princess Rukmini away, the inimical kings gathered their armies and pursued him. Lord Baladev and the generals of the Yadav army turned to face these opponents, blocking their advancement. The enemy armies then began pouring incessant showers of arrows upon Lord Krishna's army. Seeing her husband to be forces under such violent attack, Srimati Rukmini looked at Krishna fearfully. But Krishna simply smiled and told her, "Do not be afraid, beautiful-eyed one. This enemy force is about to be destroyed by your soldiers." So here it doesn't mention that Rukmini is driving the chariot, but as we understand that Krishna asked her, "Please take the reins, so it doesn't look like I've kidnapped you." Lord Balaram and the other heroes then began to annihilate the opposing army with arrows. The enemy kings, headed by Jarasan, retreated after suffering the destruction of their armies at the hands of the Yadavs. Oh, Jarasan never learns. He's been defeated so many times, yet he comes back for more punishment. He's a real Kshatriya in one sense. The head of soldiers fighting on chariots, horses, and elephants fell to the ground by the millions. Wow. Seeing their armies being struck down by the Vrishnis, who were eager for victory, the kings headed by Jarasan were discouraged and left the battlefield. Shishupal was disturbed like a man who had lost his wife. His complexion was drained of color. His enthusiasm was gone and his face appeared dried up. Jarasan consoled Shishupal. Happiness and distress are never permanent. So this is Jarasan giving very interesting philosophy. And are under the control of the Supreme Lord. 17 times Krishna defeated me and my 23 armies, but in the end I was victorious over him. This is his arrogance. Thus, seeing that victory and defeat are under the control of destiny and time, I have learned not to succumb to either lamentation or joy. Time now favors the Yadavs, so they have defeated you with only a small army. But in the future, time will favor you. You will surely conquer them. Consoled in this way, Shishupal took his followers and returned to his kingdom. Rukmini's brother, Rukmi, who hated Krishna, was infuriated by Krishna's kidnapping of his sister to marry her in Rakshas style. So this is a particular style of wedding. There's several types of weddings, and Rakshas style is where one kidnaps the bride, so-called kidnap anyway. Okay. So after vowing before all the kings present that he would return to Kundina until he would not return to Kundina until Krishna had been destroyed and Rukmini rescued, Rukmi set out with his army to attack the Lord. Ignorant of the Lord's glories, Rukmi boldly went to attack Krishna in a lone chariot. He approached the Lord, struck him with arrows, and demanded that he released Rukmini. Krishna fended off Rukmini's weapons, breaking them to pieces. Then he raised his sword high and was about to kill Rukmi when Rukmini interceded, because that's his brother, her brother. She didn't want to see him killed, and fervently pleaded that his brother's life be spared. Lord Krishna did not kill Rukmini, but with his sword, he shaved off bits of Rukmini's hair here and there, leaving him disfigured. So that's as good as being killed, because he was really heavily insulted by his enemy, Krishna, who basically gave him a haircut, but a horrible haircut. There you go. Just then, Lord Baladev appeared on the scene with the Yadav army. Seeing Rukmi disfigured, he gently reproached Krishna, "My dear Krishna, you have acted improperly. This deed will bring shame on us. For to disfigure a close relative by shaving off his moustache and hair is as good as killing him. A relative should not be killed, even if and his wrongdoing warrants capital punishment. Rather, he should be thrown out of the family. Since he has already been killed by his own sin, why kill him again?" So Balaram always gave a different view to Krishna to increase Krishna's enjoyment, because Krishna also loves this what you call it, discussions or arguments, which are with his close ones. He enjoys that relish. He relishes that pastime. Lord Baladev then told Rukmini that the sorry condition of her brother was only the fruit of his past work, since everyone is responsible for his own happiness and suffering. So she should not be displeased with them out of anxiety for your brother's disfigurement. He further instructed her that her attitude was unfair. For like an ignorant person, she wished good to those who are inimical to all living beings, and who has done evil to her true well-wishers. Maya makes man forget their real selves, and thus taking the body for the self. This material body, which has a beginning and an end, is composed of the physical elements, the senses, and the modes of nature. Birth and other transformations are undergone by the body, but never by the self. The soul never undergoes contact with or separation from insubstantial material objects. So the soul is aloof in its true spiritual constitution, because the soul is their very origin and illuminator. With transcendental knowledge, dispel the grief that is weakening and confounding the mind. So this is really phenomenal instructions by Lord Balaram. Accepting Lord Balaram's instructions, Rukmini gave up her sorrow. Left with only his life here, cast out by his enemies and deprived of his strength and bodily radiance, Rukmi could not forget how he had been disfigured. In frustration, he constructed for his residence a large city which he called Bojkata. Because he had promised, "I will not re-enter Kundina until I have killed wicked Krishna and brought back my younger sister." In a mood of angry frustration, Rukmi took up residence at that very place. Lord Krishna took Rukmini to his capital Dwarka and married her, according to the Vedic injunctions. All the citizens celebrated in lavish style, broadcasting throughout the city accounts of how the Lord had kidnapped Rukmini. The city of the Rishnis appeared most beautiful. There were tall festive columns and also archways decorated with flower garlands, cloth banners, and precious gems. Arrangements of auspicious full water pots, agru scented incense, and lamps graced every doorway. Those who belonged to the royal families of the Kurus, Shrinjaya, Kaikaya, Vidarbha, Yadu, and Kunti clans joyfully met one another in the midst of the crowds of people, excitedly running here and there. Everyone in Dwarka was delighted to see the Lord united with Rukmini, the goddess of fortune. So this is Lord Brahma apparently officiated the ceremony, the wedding ceremony. And it was done outside of Dwarka, as far as I understand. On the way, here is, in fact, this is the place that Rukmini got married to Krishna. Outside Dwarka somewhere. So chapter 55, the history of Pradumna. This chapter tells how Pradumna was born as a son of Krishna and then kidnapped by the demon Sambara. It also describes how Pradumna killed Sambara and returned home with a wife. So this is their first child, Rukmini and Krishna. Kamadev, Cupid, an expansion of Lord Vasudev, had been burned to ashes by Lord Shiva's anger and was reborn as Pradumna. So Pradumna is Cupid, from the womb of Rukmini. A demon named Sambara, thinking Pradumna his enemy, kidnapped him from the maternity room even before he was 10 days old. Wow. Sambara threw Pradumna into the ocean and returned to his kingdom. A powerful fish swallowed Pradumna and was caught by the fishermen in a net. They presented the huge fish to Sambara. And when his cook cuts it open, they found a child within its belly. That's the same Pradumna. Very interesting. The cooks gave the infant to the maidservant Mayavati, who was astonished to see him. Just then, Narad Muni appeared and told her who the infant was. Mayavati was actually Kamadeva's wife, Rati Devi, so they were united. While waiting for her husband to be reborn in a new body, she had taken employment as a cook in the household of Sambara. Now that she understood who the infant was, she began to feel intense affection for him. After a very short time, Paduma grew to youthful maturity, entrancing all the women with his beauty. He is Cupid after all. Once Rati Devi approached Padumna and playfully moved her eyebrows in a conjugal mood, addressing her as his mother. Yeah, because he was a baby and given to the maid. Padumna commented that she was putting aside her proper maternal mood and behaving like a passionate girlfriend. Rati then told Padumna who they both were. She advised him to kill Sambara and help him. To help him, she instructed him in mystic mantras known as Mahamaya. Padumna went to Sambara and, after angering him with various insults, challenged him to fight. Upon which Sambara angrily took up his club and marched outside. The demon tried various magical spells against Padumna, but Padumna fended off all of them with the Mahamaya mantras and then beheaded Sambara with his sword. At that moment, Rati Devi appeared in the sky and took Padumna away to Dwarka. So we also have to understand Padumna is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord. When Padumna and his wife resembled a cloud accompanied by lightning as they descended from the sky into the inner chamber of Lord Krishna's palace, the many beautiful ladies there thought he was Krishna himself because he was so beautiful. He looked like the Lord. So much did his appearance and dress resemble the Lord's. Out of shyness, the ladies ran here and there to hide themselves. But after a little while, they noticed the small differences in Padumna and Krishna's appearances. And once they understood that he was not Lord Krishna, they gathered around him. Delighted and astonished, they approached Padumna and his consort, who was a jewel amongst women. So then, when Rukmini saw Padumna, she felt overwhelmed with maternal love. Milk began to flow spontaneously from her breasts. Noting that Padumna looked exactly like Krishna, she became eager to find out who he was. She remembered how one of her sons had been abducted from the maternity room. If he was still alive, she thought, he would be the same age as this Padumna standing before me. Yes, he must be the same child I bore in my womb, since I feel great affection for him and my left arm is quivering. While Rukmini reflected in this way, Lord Krishna arrived in the company of Devaki and Vasudev. Although the Lord understood the situation perfectly well, he remained silent. Then Narad Muni arrived and explained everything. It's amazing. Everyone was amazed to hear the account, and they greeted and embraced Padumna in great ecstasy. Hearing that Lord Padumna had come home, the residents of Dwarka declared, Providence has allowed this child to return as if from death. Because Padumna's beauty so closely resembled Krishna's, the ladies in the in a maternal relationship with Padumna could not help but privately think of him as their conjugal lover. He was, after all, the exact reflection of Sri Krishna, and therefore it was natural for them to see him in that way. He appeared before their eyes as Cupid himself, since even those on the level of his mother felt conjugal attraction for him, then what to speak of how other women felt when they saw him. So Padumna is extraordinarily beautiful, as beautiful as Krishna himself. He is his incarnation anyway. So, any questions, any comments?
Prabhuji,
Yes, Nariman.
says that in the last chapter that Rati Devi appeared from the sky. I thought that she was already there on this material. She was already there.
Yeah, she,
But
because
then she appeared from the sky.
does he say that? Let's have a look.
Yes.
In
the last chapter.
In this chapter, you mean?
Yeah, chapter 55.
55.
Yeah.
So, because it said that when he was burnt out by Lord Shiva, she while waiting for her husband to be reborn in a new body, she had taken employment as a cook in the household of Sambara. Yeah, yeah. So that's how she continued to stay in this world, but as a cook for the demon Sambara, So.
Yeah, but then she appeared in the original form, Rati, isn't it?
Right. Yes.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. When after Padumna killed Sambara, that's right. She comes. That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, she would have then taken her original form again.
Original form, yeah. And they were all combined, then they were together then.
Yeah, correct.
Rati and Cupid or
Yes.
Demon.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Understood.
Good. Yeah, well spotted. Anything else? Anybody else? Okay, let's make a stop there. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Pradyumna ki jai, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai.